I just got a job after leaving school so I could get some experience before going to university the next year. I wanted to do computer science, so I'd managed to get a sort of apprenticeship at a software development company. It didn't pay well, but it was exactly the sort of experience that would help me get a job once I left university, so I was happy. When I turned up, I was put in a team of 4. Supervisor was great but had already handed his notice in when I started, so I only saw him for 3 weeks. The 2 other people in the team were junior developers. One was clearly passing through this job on the way to greater things. Then there was ChoosingBeggar. He started off okay, as far as I could tell, but me being only 18 at the time didn't really notice that he kept giving me bits of his work to do. I was just happy to have a job doing something I loved. Apart from that, he was friendly enough and was fairly competent. A month or 2 after me starting, ChoosingBeggar started turning up a bit late, leaving early and having long lunches. Not my problem, I'm by far the junior, so it's not my place to say anything. I also notice he's installed several games on his work PC and spends most of his time playing those instead of working. Bear in mind he was earning something like 5x my salary and was about 10 years older than me. I get asked by the big boss about his timekeeping and make some vague comment about me not keeping track, but that he doesn't seem to put in the same hours as the rest of us, but maybe he puts in extra work at home or at the weekends. I don't think much of it. A couple of weeks later, he's given a time card and told he has to clock in and out every day in the call center. Normally the developers are left to come and go of their own accord, only the call center workers have to actually clock in and out. This annoys ChoosingBeggar, and he spends the next few months complaining bitterly about not only the clocking in but pretty much every other aspect of his job and how he's being treated so badly by management. I just keep my head down and ignore him for the most part. Around this time, the other junior developer announced he'd got a job as a senior developer in a games company. The next day, ChoosingBeggar storms into our office complaining bitterly that our boss won't give him a pay rise even though other junior developer is leaving and we'll be left with more work to do. I think to myself, dude, if anyone should get a pay rise it should be me, given I do half your work anyway but still keep my mouth shut. I've only got a few months left now, so I figured I'd just ride it out until I left. About 2 months before I'm due to leave, ChoosingBeggar comes bounding into the office announcing that he's got a new job and is going to go and give the MD a piece of his mind. About 30 minutes later, management come in and pack up all his personal stuff into boxes. Apparently they'd been wanting to get rid of him for some time, can't think why, and they jumped at this chance. Now this leaves the team I'm on as, well, me, the gap year apprentice. Writing and supporting software with millions of users worldwide. It's now starting to look like this might not have been the great learning opportunity I'd expected, and maybe, just maybe, I'd been taken for a ride a bit. I mentioned that it might be an idea to hire someone else before I leave so I can do some sort of handover. I get told to stop development and start documenting all the code. It's a huge job, but I do my best. About a month before I leave, they hire 2 young programmers who are really enthusiastic and get up to speed really quickly, so against all odds, the handover actually went pretty well. 1 week before I leave, I see ChoosingBeggar outside our building. Me, hey, ChoosingBeggar. What are you doing here? ChoosingBeggar, I've come back to my old job. It looks like my key fob's broken though. Can you let me in? Me, right. No one told me, but welcome back. I'm not meant to let anyone in. Hold on, I'll call the boss. Me, boss, ChoosingBeggar's outside and his fob's not working. Should I let him in? Boss, wait there. I'm coming down. Me, the boss is coming down to meet you, he'll just be a minute. Awkward silence. Boss arrives. Boss, what are you doing here? You got a new job? ChoosingBeggar, I've left the job so I've come back here for my old job. Boss, it doesn't work like that. We are hiring though, so if you want to interview, I could actually fit you in now if you'd like. ChoosingBeggar, why would I need to interview? You can just give me my old job back. Boss, it's not open anymore, but as I say, I can fit you in for an interview for another position. I'll have to warn you that it's not as well paid as your old position though. ChoosingBeggar, look, I already know how to do the work and I can start right away. I'm not working for less than you used to pay me. You need to make me a better offer. Boss, I don't need to do anything of the sort. I've offered you an interview for a different position that's open, take it or leave it. ChoosingBeggar, I'm not interviewing for a job I was already doing. Just give me my old job back. Boss, okay, I think we're done here. Please get off the premises and don't come back. ChoosingBeggar, walking away, Screw you. You'll be sorry. Boss, under his breath, I don't think so somehow. To me, can I get the door for you? And by the way, come and have a chat later. I've been meaning to ask you about whether you'd like to come back during the holidays. In the end, I ended up going back on consultant wages every university break and making enough to put me through uni. Never heard from Choosing Beggar again. This just happened yesterday. Our teenage daughter is meant to be in her aunt's wedding as an usher. The aunt has tried several underhanded schemes to essentially kick the poor girl out of the wedding party and none have worked, so far, until this last attempt. I'm relaying this based on what the teen told me, but apparently the aunt couldn't afford an usher outfit for her, and told her as much, which led the teen to asking if her grandmother could sew her an outfit in matching colors. This snowballed into the aunt demanding that, since the grandmother would do one outfit, that she make all of the wedding outfits for free for the entire wedding party. The aunt's logic was it would save me so much stress and money. Yeah, because you just transferred the cost and work to an elderly lady who is riddled with arthritis. We had to take over here and get into contact with Aunt to inform her that she would not be receiving handmade bridal party outfits because of several factors, mostly time, and she should stick with her original outfit plan. She was pissed. We are now uninvited from her wedding, the teen is banned from her house for lying to her, and I've received emails and text messages from several of her friends, who I've never even met. Fun, essentially telling me what horrible, greedy, selfish people we are. My favorite so far has been, why can't you just help her out a little on her special day? You're being horrible, get help. She's demanding thousands of dollars of free material and labor, banning people from her home for not bending to her hissy fit, and pushing away her niece over some clothes. But, yeah, obviously I'm the one who needs help here. Saw a choosing beggar in the wild yesterday and felt a little like Steve Irwin trying not to be bitten by a croc. A friend of mine, John, and his wife, Jane, just bought a new sectional couch. Their old couch and love seat set are in pretty good condition, just an ugly color, so they decided to just give them away. They put an ad on Craigslist that says they are free to anyone who wants to come pick them up. They get a few calls, then a woman calls and comes out to see them. She arrives driving a small car, likes the couches, and says she will take them. Great. She then asks when we can deliver them. John explains the ad said the person taking them has to haul them because he doesn't have a truck. A strange conversation occurs for a few minutes while she tries to grasp the idea of a furniture store delivering. Eventually she says, "How about a U-Haul truck?" Jane agreed that would work perfectly. The woman explains she needs to run a few errands, then will call to arrange a time. Great. About an hour later she calls and says she is home and we can deliver the couches whenever we want. John explains to her once again that she needs to haul them. She says, "I thought you were going to rent a U-Haul." He responded with, "I thought you were renting the U-Haul." "You said you would rent the U-Haul," she said. "Why would I rent the U-Haul?" he asked. "So you can bring me the couches," she said. Frustrated, John gives the phone to Jane, who calmly explains that the ad says she has to haul the couches. If she wants to rent a U-Haul, we will happily help her load it, but we aren't renting a U-Haul to give her free couches. She says she will come over and figure this out. About an hour later she shows up in the same small car and tells John he needs to either go rent a U-Haul or find someone with a truck to haul these. He said he will do no such thing. If she wants them, she hauls them. You can see she is getting pissed when she tells them that they agreed to give her the couches and haul them, and that is a verbal contract, so if they don't deliver them she will sue them for breach of contract. At this point Jane steps in and calmly explains to the lady that they have changed their minds and they aren't going to be getting rid of the couches. She seems pissed but leaves. An hour or so after that they get another call asking about the couches. This person asks if they can be delivered and they are told no, but if they live close by we will help them load and even unload them at their place. 20 minutes later the angry woman shows back up and starts screaming that they promised her the couches, so it is illegal for them to give them to anyone else. It turns out that caller was her friend calling to test if they are really still giving the couches away. John and Jane ask her to leave and tell her even if she gets a truck, they aren't giving her the couches. She pulls her car up so it blocking their driveway and calls the police. When the police arrive she tells them she is the owner of the couches and that we won't give them back to her. What happens over the next 15 minutes blew my mind. She lied to the police, her friend lied to the police, she got angry and threw her keys at Jane, and eventually ended up getting arrested because she refused to leave. Her friend took the car and left and we were all left shaking our heads. On the positive side, The cop's brother needed a couch for his den and he came and got them. This is narrated by robot, but as soon as I get some ad revenue I will pay voice actor. Stay tuned.